Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Cinder Melly. I have a huge disaster in my house today. So of course I thought I'd share, give you some motivation. First, I'm just gonna go ahead and start by getting this pile of clothes that was completely folded. Does anybody else have dogs or children? Because 2 minutes before I started filming this, that was all nicely, neatly folded. Now the couch cushions are all pulled down and the laundry is everywhere. So of course I had to start there. I just wanted to give a quick shot in there of how I do Charles' drawers. Of course the focus went out, but I kind of do a folding similar to Marie Kondo and then kind of put him in there that way. It makes it a whole lot easier for him. I still end up with clothes all over his room, but it helps a little. Does anyone else use the music on YouTube when you just need some music? I decided to use it on this occasion and I found a whole category just called Happy. And surprisingly enough, it was, well, happy. It worked, it kept us moving and motivated and really got us going, mostly me, so that I could go ahead and get this done. It was great. In a moment here, I'm going to remember how much I pretty desperately need a new vacuum. I didn't realize I was gonna have to fight with this thing so much. I always forget the little rubber piece in the bottom kept falling down and then that's all it wanted to vacuum up. It's wonderful. I can't wait until I can get a new vacuum. Maybe I'll try out a brand and see how it does before you buy yours so you can see how it does, because really I need something that does pet hair and sand, and I don't know how many vacuums out there are pretty exclusive to doing that. Not to mention, does anyone else, maybe it's just with old vacuums, have that smell afterwards? I hate that after vacuum smell. I guess it's just from being old and the collection of dust and dog hair over the years. I don't know, but I can't wait for that thing to go so I can get a new one. I feel like every video that I post that has his playroom in it, the playroom is completely reconfigured. I still, I guess, have not found the perfect way to set it up, but I do just really love, we moved his toddler bed out here because we got him a brand new bed and we weren't sure at the moment what to do with his toddler bed while we were setting the other bed up, and we ended up making him like a little whole apartment in his playroom, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I can't help myself, it's adorable. Has anybody else done this or like this idea? This playroom was such a disaster that I ended up deciding to just focus this particular video on just these two rooms, the playroom and the living room. However, this day my entire house was a disaster. If you want an entire house disaster video, I'm happy to do it for you because it happens more often than I'd like to admit that my entire house kind of looks like this. I get a migraine for a few days and just let everything go because I can't handle doing anything. Hopefully I'm not alone in that, so I don't just sound like a totally lazy person. I am lazy. I think a lot of us are, at least some of the time. But when I get these migraines, I struggle just to be able to feed myself. I make sure him and the dogs and, you know, all the stuff that absolutely has to happen happens, but dishes will get left behind, and it is gross. I know. But I'm just mentioning it here so that anybody else that has this knows you are not alone, and sometimes it is okay, because as I have said before, it is okay to not be perfect. Really, when you look at it, perfect would be boring. But anyway, the point I was coming to, I focused on these two rooms in this video. So Disaster House is more like Disaster 2 Rooms, but in the future I can make a whole Disaster House video, but it would probably last like an hour. So I would really only do that upon request. So this is probably one of the best shots where you can actually see a little bit of how bad the floor is. Can you see that pile of sand from where the dogs, I guess, had rolled all over the rug that was in the middle there? It's awful. It's one of the drawbacks, I guess, from living in this area because it's all sand. Try to grow grass across it to help a little bit, but no matter what we do, there is sand in the house. I am almost finished up here. I just wanted to go ahead and say if I can tackle the disaster you see in this video that is pretty embarrassing, but that's what I'm doing here, is putting myself out there. If I can tackle this, I'm betting you can tackle yours. I hope I gave you some really helpful motivation. I'll see you in the next one.